Please welcome Senior Engineering Director Anthony Chaudhary and Principal Product Manager Matthew Dean.
Hi, everyone. All right, welcome. So Matthew and I were just chatting, and we've been to every RDC we were discussing, and we were just reflecting on how awesome this is. Can we just get a round of applause for the team that set this up? 2 buildings, 2 tracks, so it's super amazing. So yeah, we're talking about the build track today. This is my co-presenter, Matthew, product manager on the creator team, and I'm on the engineering team. So today we're going to talk about updates from the cloud and development from the future. So let's dive right in. So the Roblox Cloud has been around for many years, and it powers all of the experiences that we use and we interact with. All of the different services and products and data that power the Roblox platform is the Roblox Cloud. And you can see that in 2012, we had about 5 major services, assets, all the user-generated content, all of the places and the universes and the models and assets of Roblox. We had the ability to move amongst places to places. That's teleports, dev products, badges, and groups. And so this was really what powered the Roblox platform, and it got us to where we are today. These services have grown just significantly, and that has also enabled the growth of the Roblox experiences themselves. You can see a few things here that everyone will know, super noteworthy things like data stores, the ability to save game state. 10 years ago, if we reflect, we didn't have the ability to save the state of a game. If you disconnected for whatever reason, you would lose where you were in that place. Now we can save that. This builds a more immersive experience. It builds more connection, more engagement for everyone here and for larger experiences. So we're going to talk about what the future of the Roblox Cloud services and the Roblox Cloud is and how that impacts development today.
So before I joined Roblox, I was a player and a developer, like all of you. So about 10 years ago, I made my first experience. So this is super cool. We're going to go through a history and talk about how the cloud has helped improve the games on the platform. So many of you may remember a decade ago with first-person experiences, we've seen a lot of improvements around things like matchmaking, being able to teleport players between servers, and we've seen a lot around with ordered data stores, being able to do things like global leaderboards. So a lot of improvements which has really helped make the experience better and more competitive for many players. With dress-up experiences, on the left is a game that's very near and dear to me, showing kind of the early stages of creation, clothing creation, and sharing games on Roblox. But now with a lot of products, you can go into a lot of experiences and make your own wardrobe and sell it to other players. So it's really unlocking the creative potential of many players, and we've seen many games recently, like Please Donate, which have the ability to do this. And then in terms of role-play experiences, so just for me, I had a really bad internet connection about a decade ago, so I would often get disconnected, and I'd be so frustrated because I'd lose all my progress, all my coins, whatever it was that the game offered. I would have to rejoin and start from scratch. But now, with persistence, with data stores, a lot of role-play experiences keep your progress over time. So you keep whatever you've earned, you keep your pets, you keep your house, and you're able to just, it feels like one continuous journey. So really excited. And then the last one, building experiences. So one of my favorite games was Chakra Zombie Defense, but there were a lot of games where you'd have to build a base and defend against zombies. And nowadays, with larger data stores, what we see is there are games like Theme Park Tycoon, where the base you build is larger than the entire map of these games from a decade ago. So we've just seen developers and players be able to take advantage of the much richer offering to be able to support experiences like this. So what we're going to do for the rest of this talk is deep dive into 2 areas, which are really focuses for us on the cloud of how do we improve it, how do we make it better for all of you. One is Open Cloud, which is about taking everything we have and opening up to you so you can use it more flexibly. And then Creator Hub, which is bringing all the management and operation of your experience together under one roof.
Cool. So Open Cloud. We talked about this last year at RDC. We're actually going to be reusing some of the slides last year to show the progress that's been made. But first, I want to level set and make sure we all understand what Open Cloud is. Matthew said that it is opening up all of these cloud services so anyone can build on top of them. So historically, Roblox has built Roblox Studio and the apps, and those have access to the Roblox Cloud. There's also the experiences which use all the different services like data stores, assets, et cetera. But there's so much information there, and an example of some really powerful data is things like the inventory, the players that join your experiences, accessing their inventory. And so historically, those were always accessed by applications built by Roblox. Open Cloud, like Matthew said, is opening that up. We would like to make sure that all the data and services and infrastructure on the Roblox platform is accessible to everyone, to all the creators of the world, so they can build their own custom applications, workflows, and tools. And so here on the left, you see examples of maybe it could be an analytics site. We've seen some of these exist already, but they are doing kind of really difficult engineering tasks to get the data out, like how many plays and visits and engagement time. Other ones could be customer support or moderation websites, help websites. All of these could interact with the Roblox Cloud using the Open Cloud APIs and then have a native first-class experience. Other examples could be app authorization, which Matthew's going to take us through later, and community sites like organizing events for your community. Everyone join on October 31st for a Halloween event in this experience, and that would be a first-party login, so you know who is signing up, as well as you could push reminders, et cetera.
Yeah, so I want to add on there and say, this Open Cloud initiative really came about because of what you all did. So we've seen a lot of sites and extensions pop up. We've seen things like RTrack, Rolimons, even Roho, tools that you wanted the ability to interface with our cloud better and really had to hack around it. So in the last couple years, we spun this effort up and said, we need to make our cloud open, accessible, and that's really where this came from.
Yep, and so talking through the same slide from last year, but we added a couple check marks to represent done and the loading symbol to represent in progress. And so what we had to do with last year is start with a foundation, a secure and safe and extensible foundation that would expose all the Roblox services. And so that is done. That is released on production for about a year now. Anyone can go to the Creator Hub and create an API key and use the 3 services that have been out. Place publishing, data stores, and cross-server messaging. In progress is API docs, which we're going to talk about shortly, app authorization, and asset publishing. So we're going to talk about these in depth. Upcoming, we're also going to be adding every service imaginable, everything from analytics to group management. We've been talking a lot on the dev forum, and we've been asking what services and data do you guys want access via programmatically, and group management keeps coming up, analytics, many other things, and so we're creating that list and we're working on it. Eventually, our goal is that if someone creates a tool, an application, or a custom workflow and they want to share it with others, we could create a marketplace and share that. So there might be a marketplace to discover what someone else created. If someone creates an awesome publishing workflow or a plugin for a different IDE that they want to share, they can share that with you via a centralized, safe, and secure marketplace for awesome search and discovery.
Yeah, so we have a great games marketplace that all of you are contributing to. Dave talked yesterday about how we're going to open up the avatar marketplace. This is really a third marketplace that's going to be emerging around apps and tools. So the tool you build, you'll be able to surface it and get it the exposure that it needs.
Cool.
So with Open Cloud, just a funny story here. I actually have made a GitHub repository to track all the different API sites we have. So if many of you know, if you're trying to find a cloud API, today it's really hard. They're scattered all over the place. With Open Cloud API docs, we're bringing that all together under one roof so you can search and find the exact API you need. And the goal here is really, we showed that constellation of Roblox services earlier, just all the things that power the ecosystem. We want to eventually open up all of those. So when we say Open Cloud, it's really the initiative to bring the cloud open, but the end state is that our entire cloud is just accessible by default, and that if there is something that Roblox is using, you get to use it too.
And to add on to that, we're also going to be doing it in a standardized way. So no more camel case, and then Pascal. You're always going to get the hyphens. You're always going to get a standard experience. And you can see this is the foundation that we're building on top of. We wanted to make sure that it's automated so it continues in a consistent fashion in the future.
Yeah, so with Open Cloud, Anthony already talked about API keys, which we've already released. One of the biggest upcoming launches we have is around app authorization with OAuth 2. This is a little technical, so let me break it down into what it really means for you. What it means is you can have a player visit your website and have a login with Roblox option, where they can, without giving the site their Roblox password, they can just tell the website who they are and what they want to allow it to do. And this is going to be huge. Like, imagine if you're working on a trading site or if you have some tool to browse analytics. The user has the authority to say, here's exactly what I want that site to do and nothing more. So this is going to be huge, we think, for just opening up the ecosystem. And I think we can play the video here. So we can show this where you log in, and then you specify exactly what you want the app to be able to do, and that persists. So this is a standard. This OAuth 2 is a standard technology, but combined with the Roblox Cloud, it's going to be incredibly powerful.
We thought you guys would like that one. We know you guys have been asking for it. The big thing here is player and creator consent. If a player is consenting to give you access to their inventory, their data, their group management, maybe a creator is giving access to manage an experience, there's unlimited possibilities here, but the key thing is we've worked on a generic framework to give consent, store it, and expose the permission sets out in an extensible way. So that's app authorization. It's in progress right now.
Yep. We're about to launch a private beta, so check Gilded after this. There's a place that you can go to sign up for betas, and that's one of them. It's going to be huge, so we want to see you all use this and get your feedback.
One of our favorite things is seeing what you guys build with what we have worked on. And so we're super excited because this is a step function forward in the technology that you will be able to interact with the Roblox platform on. And so we're really excited to see what you guys build with app authorization and OAuth 2.
So now looking to the future and what this can unlock. So using that same technology, we're going to eventually expose it in experience. So many of you have said things like, I want to be able to prompt my players to join my group. We have figured out a way generically that we can solve that. So we'll use the same technology. In an experience, you'll be prompted to do something by the game developer, and then you can choose if you want to do it or not. And this is, again, is going to be huge. There's a lot of functionality that the Roblox app gets to do because it's trusted and special, and we want to put that in your hands and just let players do a lot of these things. Another powerful capability might be if you're creating an avatar item in an experience, you could export that to the Roblox avatar marketplace. So it's going to unlock a ton of things like that, and we're really excited for this future.
One of the exciting things that I always watch is actually going back to the theme park tycoon example. I always tell the team, they've heard this a million times, there are people who build amazing places inside of games. It's almost like a meta creation. And sometimes some people have built Hogwarts or like Jurassic Park inside of these Roblox experiences. With this technology, if the player who creates this gives consent, they could publish those creations to the Roblox Studio Marketplace, or if it's an avatar clothing, to the avatar marketplace. And so it really is creating a meta creation that everyone will become a creator if they choose to be. It's really fundamental, and like I said, I think a step function forward. All right, so we want to also talk about some of the services that are Open Cloud enabled. And the first one we're going to discuss today is data stores. And so we all know data stores is how you save state or just save any data in a Roblox experience. And so it's a key value pair. There's essentially a set where you can set a key with a value, or you can do a get. And so historically, how this has worked is there is an API that you call in Lua, and you can, if you want to visualize and look what is in your data stores, you would have to go into Studio and you'd have to write it out and look at the console and one by one. And some of you, we know, have millions, if not more, keys. So this can become quite untenable very quickly. And so here's an example where someone in the community, Slightnick, built an application here. It happens to be a web application where they can view data stores. And so they're using the Open Cloud API key functionality here. And I'm going to play the video, and you'll see here that you would enter the data store name, player progress. You could enter the individual key, like the player ID. and then you can actually see what is stored in that key. In this instance, it happens to be JSON, and he added a JSON beautifier, and so you can drill down and look at the keys themselves. The really important takeaway here is that Roblox didn't build this. Someone in the community built this, and the possibility to share this with everyone is out there. If you open source it, if you share it eventually on the marketplace that we're talking about, everyone would be able to consume this. And so by releasing the ability for creators like everyone here to build and solve their own problems, that is the power that we're discussing, because here you can see that Sleipnik wanted to visualize his data stores probably for debugging or for live op management, and now you could update it directly here and possibly change your game from a live ops perspective. So it's super powerful.
Yep, I need this. I've completely forgotten what's in the data stores of a lot of my games. So.
Yeah. Here's another example. So this service is cross-server messaging. A high level on what that is it is a publish-subscribe mechanism to keep all of your game instances in sync or change the state of them. And so essentially what it is you're able to talk to all the instances of your running game. And with Open Cloud, you're able to do that externally now via HTTP APIs. And so that means in this demo, someone has built a website where you log in. There we go. You log in using OAuth 2, so it's a validated login. And then they've created, here they're giving consent for this experience, this website, to access these experiences. And then here you can see that they've built a website where you can push messages to your active running games. This is an example of the technology where all the games are subscribed to the cross-server messaging topic, and they're pushing it from the website to all their running games. So if you wanted to change the state in all of the instances of your games from a website, this would be the technology that unlocks that. And so it's very important and that everyone understands that you guys will be able to solve your own problems via HTTP, via Open Cloud in the future. And this is live right now. We're just getting started with the exciting stuff, so promise it's getting even better. All right, so how many of you have ever run into the problem? You have 100 assets and you want to upload them. I think a couple, I think a couple people, someone came up to one of the employees and they got back to me. They have 1,500 FBXs they want to upload to the Roblox Cloud, and they asked, what's the best way to do this? So I think a few of you are here for that. So uploading and publishing assets is an action. It's an HTTP. And so it's in progress right now. This is a production demo, but private beta is coming soon, where you'll be able to upload assets via an HTTP request, a post request. And so here is a demo where someone has created a small script that takes the assets in a folder. In this case, it's images, but it could be model, meshes, or anything else, sounds, and they're publishing it in bulk. And so you don't have to go one by one. You can just do a bulk operation. This is a great example of using Open Cloud in a terminal, but you could also use it in other things like GitHub Actions or Blender or any other thing. So let's watch the video. Oh, do you want to add? So here's an image. This demo, they wrote a script, and in it, you can just see it's bulk asset upload. It's as easy as that. And then they go over to the Creator Hub, and they view all the assets on the Creator Hub uploaded.
So one of the key improvements with this API is going to be rate limiting. You'll know exactly what to expect. A lot of you run into limits just unsurprisingly, like all of a sudden you can't upload anymore for that day. And this will just make that information directly exposed so you know exactly what your limits are and how to raise them.
Exactly. OK, so continuing on that showcase, we want to show what it is like to use this from Blender. So here is an example of a demo where someone created a Blender plugin. Blender's a third-party IDE. I think a lot of you know of it. And from here, you can see in the top right section, middle top right section, that there is a plugin. And it'll zoom in a second. And so someone's building something in Roblox. They're going to fill out their Open Cloud credentials, the API key, the place that they want to publish to, and then it's going to publish. And from there, it'll publish directly into the place. So let's take a look. Building in Blender, much better than I could. There it is. So they're adding the user ID or the place ID and the Open Cloud. They're using the package functionality that we heard about this morning of auto update. And then they're continuing to build in Blender. They're copying the place, or copying the object. They're changing it now. And they're clicking publish. and you can see it directly updates in Blender instantly. No export to desktop, no re-import to the Roblox Cloud. It's directly from your workflow. So this is an example where a creator had a workflow, and they created a custom workflow and solved their own problem using Open Cloud APIs.
And to add on to that, we're not just supporting the Roblox mesh format. We'll be able to support FBX, OBJ, et cetera. So no matter what tool you're using, you can pull your content in. It's going to be awesome.
So this is an important step, because before we were doing the transcoding in Studio, we're moving that to the cloud, and so you're able to use whatever workflow you want, like GitHub Actions. In this case, it was Blender, a command line. You could do whatever VS Code and publish from there. We'll make sure it's validated and verified on the cloud, and then published in and updated wherever you need it. So we're really trying to put the power in your guys' hands so everyone can solve their own workflows and needs. Matthew's going to take us through how you're going to and where you're going to manage all of this stuff.
Yep. So how many of you have used the develop page on the website? OK, looks like most of you. I think many of you are familiar with how hard it is to find the functionality that you need. So oftentimes, there are many different options and pages to go to, and it's really hard to find it. This has been a long time pain point. So we have come up with this notion of the Creator Hub to solve that, which is bring all of the different web properties and sites together in one unified, cohesive way. What this is going to look like is we'll have one website, create.roblox.com, where you can go to do what you're used to doing, which is viewing and browsing your content. That's what we call the Creator Dashboard today. But you'll also be able to easily navigate to the forums and talk to each other, or to our documentation site and learn about the platform and the engine. You'll be able to go find your team and recruit through the Talent Hub, run your own events, and ultimately browse the marketplace. So all of these are going to be together under one roof. You won't have to remember all the different URLs yourself. It's just one place to browse between. And I'm personally really happy about this, because that site is going to work on all platforms, so it's not going to be desktop first anymore. It has dark theme, so no more blinding white light at night. Not that any of you would develop late into the night. And it's just going to be one great unified experience.
Sorry, there we go.
So one of the key areas that we're focusing on within this Creator Hub to make it better is the Teams and Talent Hub portion. So we know many of you, like myself, started your careers as a solo developer, but increasingly you need to find people to collaborate with, whether it's a developer who's coding the game with you, or an artist, or a modeler. You want to be able to find these people and bring them together, and that's really what the Talent Hub is about. We also hear from you a lot that you don't really feel the recognition that you want from your team. Like, you're working on a game with 5 other people, and maybe it's all under a group, so that name is really what gets the recognition. And if Anthony's on my team, he doesn't get the credit he wants. So we're introducing this notion of team pages on the Talent Hub, where it's really your company profile, where you can show exactly what experiences you've built, but also who's contributing, what the members are. And that we think that's going to be huge and helpful to you in terms of building your brand and your reputation.
And a big part of this is recruiting new team members. So if you can publish your studio or your team out there and say, hey, we're looking for a scripter, or a modeler, or an audio engineer, any of these things, having that verified brand or single place to go and look will help drive recruitment efforts, so you guys can grow your experiences as you need.
On the learning front, we want to make sure that the Creator Hub is where you can go to learn all about the platform very easily. So we just launched into public beta, actually, our revamped documentation site. And the information architecture is way better, the information density. So you can find the information you need much more easily. We're still continuing to improve and refine it with your feedback. On top of that foundation, we're adding our Cloud API docs that we talked about earlier. So you can actually go and find the endpoints. You don't have to do what I did a decade ago, which is go in Google and search up APIs and hope you find it. It'll all be in one place. We're also making sure, because we have an increasingly global developer audience, that the docs are translated into your language in a way that you can understand. And a lot of that's being done manually now, but we're going to be increasingly leveraging our automatic translation systems to just help power that. In terms of making that cloud we talked about more useful, we are working on cloud SDKs. So the idea would be, let's say you want to upload assets from Python or from JavaScript or whatever language you're familiar with, you will see a code example for each API of exactly what to do. You can copy and paste that, and it'll be easy to include that library that talks to the Roblox Cloud yourself. So you don't have to write custom paging logic, custom authentication. It'll all be handled for you automatically.
And just soul clapper. Okay. No, but that one's actually really big because if we publish these SDKs to the package management systems of these languages like pip or npm, it's super fast and easy to interact with the Roblox Cloud in an official way. So there's no more, hey, does this one work? Is it up to date? Oh, it hasn't been updated for a year. This is going to be auto-generated, so every time a Roblox employee or engineer changes it, the SDK will be updated, and it'll keep everyone's code up to date in a very first-class way. It's how we envision interacting with the Roblox Cloud via APIs in the future.
And then lastly, and this is one I'm personally very excited about, is open sourcing our docs. So for many years, we had a small set of users who were actually contributing and writing all the documentation. We eventually started bringing in Roblox employees to help with that process. But what we're trying to do is bring this back to the community in a way that you can contribute to our documentation yourself. So if you see a typo, not that there would be any typos, but if you see any mistakes or anything you want to clarify in our documentation, you'll be able to submit a pull request yourself and potentially have that be merged in and help all developers. So we're very excited for that. We think it's going to help improve the quality of our documentation.
Yeah.
So just to recap, we talked about the Open Cloud, showed a lot of awesome demos, but this is really about putting things in your hands and letting you build the tools and apps that you need and other developers need to fulfill your needs and make better experiences. We talked about the Creator Hub, which is bringing all of our creator sites together under one cohesive, simple foundation so that you have one place to go to manage your experiences. We're thrilled to continue working with you on this. We're building the cloud for you.